Welcome to the Call Before Showing podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Allison, and we're here to talk to you about the real ups and downs of being in the real estate business.
Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here with Allison,
Hi.
and we have a very special guest today. We have Richard Calderon talk to us about his real estate career. Hi, Richard.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
Good.
I haven't introed an episode in a while. I forgot how to do this.
Feels like you've been doing it the last day or so a few times.
Oh, good. If you don't already know about Richard, he is at Realtor Richard. He's Insta famous. And why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how you got to where you are now?
Sure. So I am a real estate agent in Hampton Roads. I'm originally from California, down Monterey County. And what brought me over here, because that's the next question that I normally get asked, is the military. So I joined the Navy, got stationed out here, and met my wife, and she's from the area. So I stuck around and have kind of hit the ground running with real estate as soon as I got out of the military. Did government housing, Section 8, tax credits, property management. So all of that stuff before I even did resale and new construction. So I've been with Rose and Wamba Realty for almost 7.5 years now, doing just resale and new construction. I've always kind of loved social media and tying that into our business. And so I kind of applied that and hit the ground running with that as well with Instagram.
That's great. I haven't met a realtor that got started in all of the other parts of housing. How do you feel like that set you up? Or did it set you up well for this career in selling?
Yeah, I think it did. When it comes to Section 8, tax credit, and public housing and migrant worker housing, you don't have to do any marketing. So there's a 5-year waiting list for people to get into these homes. So there's no marketing. It's all paperwork. It's all paperwork, contracts, verifications, making sure that there are hardships, making sure that they are making the amount of money that they're saying they're making in order for us to help them out. So that whole aspect of contracts and dealing with clients and even record keeping, all of that stuff already kind of applied to resale. So it's a lot less paperwork. So when I see these contracts, even though they've been growing over the last years, it's still not even close to what I would have to do for a file when it comes to Section 8 tax credits and any of that type of government housing.
So do you have a transaction coordinator? Do you do all your paperwork?
I do all of my paperwork, but my wife is helping me out. So she is a auditor, and so she's all about paperwork and that super detail. So she's been helping me out lately. So it's been an exciting year with all that part.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, and she also helps you in other areas too, just from following you on social media. She makes some amazing pop buys for you.
She does. So
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
She made some Pop-Tarts that were delicious. She just made some little mini bundt cakes. So yeah, she's also been taking the kind of the CRM and the pop by stuff. She's really good with that, and it's a lot of work. So when you see my video, I tell everybody, especially when I'm doing video classes, I'm recording like 2 seconds of her mixing the batter, her putting it in the oven, and I mean she's spending hours all day creating this stuff, and I just make it look good by spending just like a minute. So that's my part, but she definitely helps me out with those pop buys.
So you do video classes, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
It's really kind of stemmed from people seeing my little videos on Instagram. I normally like to keep them short. And so people see that and they ask how I do it, what do I use? So I kind of wanted to use that as a marketing technique to get agents over the border into Moyoc for my new home site. So I teamed up with, my builder, my company, as well as like title companies and lenders where they sponsored the entire event. And then I would go there and talk about how I create these videos. So I show them like what kind of equipment I started with, what software I use, and I start off with the basic stuff, and I go into some of the stuff that I'm using now, but just kind of let them know that it's obviously a growing process, and I didn't start off with Premiere Pro, and I didn't start off with a DSLR camera. I started off with my phone, then I bought a microphone, and I bought a stand, and I kind of worked my way up because all that stuff's expensive.
Yeah, I think that's really the way to go. I think it's really smart to do it that way because the most expensive pieces are usually the most complicated to work, right?
Yeah.
So if you buy all of the like super high tech stuff right away, it can just be so overwhelming you might not even want to tackle it.
Yeah, so if you start off with baby steps and you spend, $20 for an okay mic and you use it and then you go, okay, well, I've been using it for the last month or so or even longer. So now I can upgrade. So you're not spending that money when you buy it and then you don't use it and it's just sitting there.
Obviously, you use a lot of video on your social media. You do a lot of, interactive things and stuff like that. My favorite thing, of course, is your like the highlighting of all of your favorite taco spots. Are 90% of your clients people who are like, I found you because of tacos?
So they start reaching out about tacos and they go, that's a really great spot. I really enjoy that place. Have you tried this spot? And so, which is really funny and why I enjoy Instagram is you start interacting with people that you would interact with anyways if it wasn't for social media. And so when we start talking about tacos, I can talk about tacos all day long. And so we start kind of connecting on that and have you tried this place? And so then when they go on, a year down the road, a few months down the road, they go, I need to buy a house. I'm like, oh, let me call the taco realtor, which I also get called, or Realtor Richard. And so they reach out and I'm able to connect that kind of business, which is pretty cool. And I got a couple stories of just how people have reached out because of the taco realtor.
It's one of those things where it's something that's so relatable. Like, I don't know anybody that doesn't like tacos. And I'm like, damn it, why did Richard think of this before me? Because I love tacos. And now I'm pissed at you because you're in my local market and I don't get to do taco. What do you do? Taco Tuesdays or?
So I do like taco every day.
Every day is taco day.
I try to do like a taco spot of the week. And so I'll promote and I'll talk to the business owner and I'll say, hey, every week I like to showcase a local taco spot and I want to showcase yours. And so they're always all about it. And I try to target businesses that are active in social media. So the plan is I make a video of their tacos and then they share it on their social media platform. And then people who follow them see me, they see Realtor Richard, it's in the name. They start following me or start reaching out to me because, again, there's that common interest of either a local taco spot or a local place that they like to eat at.
I feel like I just want to ask you about tacos this whole episode. Where are you from originally? Were you born here?
Yes, I was born in the U.S., yep.
Where are your parents from?
My mom is from Mexico, my dad's from El Paso, grandparents are both from Mexico.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So I think that's why people trust me about tacos. So if they know I'm
Yeah.
Mexican,
Right.
they're like, this guy knows what he's talking
the
about.
same way.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't. They
They'll
would
be like, look at that white girl eating the tacos.
Okay, so are you the kind of person that feels that for it to be a great taco, it has to be a handmade tortilla?
If you have a handmade tortilla, it does elevate the taco, but there's different types, and I'm going to get way into this. There's different types of tortillas that, depending if it's a wet taco, it needs to be a little more sturdy. If it's a small, you normally have your small street tacos.
How do you feel about a double wrapped taco? Like in LA, there's a lot of taquerias that have like...
Oh, yeah. Normally when you do the smaller taco, the smaller tortilla, you'll have the
baby
double
ones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to roasting. So you're in Virginia Beach, right?
Yeah, so I actually live in Moyock. I'm right on the border of North Carolina and Virginia, and I'm licensed in both states, so I do business in both.
Talk to us about that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so Moyock right now it's growing, and it's growing really fast. There's a lot of new construction. So I have a new construction site called Windswept Pines, and it's right over the border. It's a mile over the border. And so I moved to North Carolina, and this is why people are moving down here, is you have Chesapeake and Virginia Beach, and then Moyock, again, right over the border, really close, about 8 minutes from Edinburgh. And by doing so, you save, like $50,000 to $80,000 on building a house. And so when you're looking at something in Chesapeake where you have something called like the Great Bridge Special, you have 1,600 square feet, all brick, ranch, you can cross the border and you can look at something that we have, which is at 3049, and it's 2,000 square feet, brand new construction on half an acre with 3-bedroom with a frog with some really nice upgrades in it. So just by driving 8 more minutes, you open up a whole new type of home that you didn't think you could afford in Chesapeake or Virginia Beach.
Wow. Did you say 3 bedrooms with a frog?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So, you learn that once you move over to the East Coast. So the frog, and that's how I normally know when someone's not from the area.
I've been here for 5 years. I've never heard of
Oh,
a
what?
frog.
Oh, no. So a frog is a finished room over the garage.
Yeah, I've never heard that term. Allison, did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I grew up here, so I don't know. That could be part of it.
I mean, because on the peninsula, you don't really see too many ranches. You normally see like basements and stuff. Here, we don't really have basements. Once you get in Moyock and Virginia Beach and stuff, you really don't see them.
Yeah, and we don't have many until you get to like Williamsburg.
I'm going to sound so cool the next time I'm showing property, and I'm like, oh, this is the frog.
And they're going to go, what is that? And you're like,
let me tell you.
It's a finished room over the garage. Oh, it's a finished room over the garage. And then there's they don't normally say, I guess like ROG or something, or unfinished room over the garage. So it can be unfinished or it can be finished.
Ooh, ROG.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hear people say that.
You frog.
They say unfinished garage.
Oh, that's good.
Otherwise known as attic.
Yeah. It's finished attic space above the garage.
That's awesome.
So, how did you develop this relationship with your builder? Was it something that your company put you together with this builder, or did you go out and pursue this relationship on your own?
This builder actually built my house before so I've gotten a chance to work with him. He built my father-in-law's house, my friend's house. So I got a chance to work with him before I started working with him, or working with him and selling his product. But, we have two divisions. We have our Rose and Wamble resale division, and we have our Rose and Wamble new homes division. So I've always helped out, and kind of where I started working this into my Instagram is I would visit new home subdivisions, and I would take pictures and take video and say, check out this new home. It looks amazing. It's always staged. It looks good. It smells good. People love new homes and people love tacos. That's what I learned a few years ago. So that's what I've been putting on my Instagram. And when I presented interest in new construction, the regional was, this was coming up, and he talked to the builder, and he's like, yeah, I know Richard. And so they kind of worked together and said, yeah, we want him to see if he can go ahead and sell our house. I love the way he works. He follows me on social media or sees what I do on social media, so he thought it would be a good fit. So social media and Instagram helped me get this contract with this builder.
That's awesome. And so are you the sole person of that neighborhood for QHOC over there in Moyock?
So it's just me. I'm the main site agent, and then I have Ramona Weber, who is the site assistant with me.
Cool. And do you work there all the time? Like, is that your office most of the time?
So I'm actually here right now. We're normally open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that's because we've been selling pretty well, and so I have about 7 lots available in phase 2. I don't have phase 3 opened up, but that's going to be opened up. That's going to be opening up soon, and I'm going to have 14 homes there. So we kind of limited the hours, just we don't really have too much traffic during the week. But again, I live a mile down the road, so I have a number at the model where if they call, I can only be here within 5 minutes if I'm working from home. So I'm never too far.
Yeah, that's cool.
So are you there like all day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Or is it more by appointment?
So during the week it is by appointment. And then again, Ramona helps me out. And so we'll kind of divvy up the time. But yeah, normally we want to be open Friday, Saturday, Sunday from noon to 5.
With all of those properties that you are working on new construction, like what percentage of your business do you think is resale at this point?
So right now it's been leaning towards new construction. And that's, I think, because again, Moyock is doing so well. And so, I mean, we opened up phase 2 and within 2-3 weeks, I mean, we almost had about 20 contracts. So that's 20 houses that we need to build. I do more with new construction right now, but resale has always been strong. And when it comes to resale, I do a lot of listings. And so it kind of tied together because having a new home site, it's just like having 72 listings. On the listing side, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes in there with just change orders and people changing their mind, coming in here and be like, I thought I picked this, but I really picked this. I really want this. So it's just kind of managing that whole transaction and then times it by, 20 or 30. it's fun, it's exciting. And then you put it all together, and at the end, you get this finished product, and you get somebody who's excited about their new home and moving in. I like it.
That's awesome.
And there's a lot of questions. I mean, when you're looking at new construction, and it all depends, because we build offsite as well. So that's where we're going to have even more questions. So here we are kind of lucky to where QHOC developed this entire community. So he owns all the lots, so he can start building, file for permits, do all of that stuff really quick. As the site agent, we need to know what's the frontage of the lot. Do they want to fit a pool, or do we have a septic and well system? Do we have a septic system? Are we on sewer? Are we on city? And that throws a whole different ballgame, because we have everyone coming from Chesapeake and Virginia Beach who aren't too used to a septic system, or aren't used to not having street lights and things like that, where once you go into Moyoc, your property tax is like 48 cents per hundred versus $1.15 or $1.05. And so because of that, you kind of lose out on some things. So because I live here, I can tell them firsthand how it is to make that kind of transition from Chesapeake to Moyoc.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you moved to the East Coast, did you wonder where all the sidewalks were?
Yes. And I still do. So I'm excited. Windswept Pines does feature sidewalks throughout the entire community.
Yay!
And he is building that with all of our other ones. And I was even excited when I was presented this offer and this site. I saw, we have sidewalks. Is this just a drawing, or are you really doing sidewalks? He's like, no, we're doing sidewalks. I was like, perfect. But yes, there's a lack of sidewalks in Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. So I don't know. I like a sidewalk.
Yeah.
I feel safer.
It's nice to not walk in the street.
Well, and there are way more sidewalks in Chesapeake and Virginia Beach than there are on the peninsula. I mean, there are 2 neighborhoods that I can think of that have them.
Right.
So you're going
Yeah.
with road guard vest and flashlights.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
So I have a question. I know I asked you about how your previous job experience set you up for being in real estate, but I know you also said you were in the Navy. Thank you so much for your service.
Thanks for your support.
I want to know how that may have contributed to your success in real estate.
I was an air crewman. I flew on an H-3, and I was stationed here and stationed in Bahrain. And I think one of the big training aspects of that is situational awareness, being prepared, hope for the best and plan for the worst. And so that's kind of how I go through my business is, I always have a plan A, B, and C through Z, and say, okay, this is where, this is what I think we can do. But just in case this is a hurdle, we need to get over this hurdle. If we don't get over this hurdle, this is my backup. And so I think it helps buyers a lot when you tell them, I've either been through this situation, or I have a plan for this situation if it takes a drastic left turn.
So you're really good at strategizing.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And I mean, it ties into marketing and obviously finding the right house for the buyer.
It's so important. Or what I've learned from this podcast, and hopefully it's taught me to be a little more like this, is to just always be prepared. And like you said, hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Because I know my first year, every time any little thing went wrong, I was like, oh, that's it. Life is over.
I'm going to jail.
I'm going to jail.
That's what they scare you with.
Yeah, and you have to pay all the fines. You have to pay all the fines and go to realtor jail. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, and so speaking of that, Alex said in her first year she was freaking out about everything. What was your first year in real estate like? Did you just jump in and you were like a pro right away, or?
I felt that I had it easier than most, but again, it's because I did, 5 years of dealing with overseeing 600 apartment units and dealing with clients, and unhappy clients is a big thing. Happy clients are easy to deal with, all of that stuff. So I think it really helped me out. So I wasn't as timid. My first transaction, I was actually on duty. So I was answering phones, and I was at the office every single day, taking every single spot if I could. And so I got a phone call, really nice couple. I showed them some houses that day, and they called me up the next day and they're like, hey, we don't want to look for houses anymore, but we do want you to sell our house. And I was like, oh, perfect. And this was like a month in. And so I get ready for it. I have my iPad, I have my presentation, I have everything. And I put it all together. I made a little video, and we got the home under contract like in 4 days or something, really, really fast. And so when all of that happened, it was super smooth. I was like, this is the easiest job in the world. And so I was like, I should have done this a long time ago. And obviously ever since then, there's little hiccups and hurdles and everything, and the highs and the lows. But it was really exciting. I think as soon as I ratified that contract, I was like driving down the road, and I got a speeding ticket because I wasn't paying attention because I was so excited. But overall, it was just an exciting time. I got Rookie of the Year in my office. And so, yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from other people's mistakes, and I had some awesome brokers that kind of still guide me through things. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it, and the highs definitely outperformed the lows.
That's so awesome. How many years have you been in?
7.5 years.
And did you start at the company that you're currently at, or have you moved?
I am, yep. No, I've been with Rosenwald for 7.5, and then again prior to that, I did government housing. So a total of like 12 years with any type of real estate.
Well, yeah, Rookie of the Year, you fancy pants.
Yeah.
Alex and I didn't get Rookie of the Year.
Well, I wasn't eligible for Rookie of the Year because I was on a team.
Oh, true.
I'm still salty. It's fine.
Well, I'm still salty because the lady that beat me, she only beat me by like $25,000 of GCI.
Oh no.
One day, Allison, you're gonna have to tell your story about like coming into Rookie Year. You were like, "Oh, I already have a house, like someone I'm gonna sell a house to."
Oh yeah, my mom, and then she bought a house unrepresented.
Nice. No. Oh.
I was
that's
so
hilarious.
pissed. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's a good story.
Yeah.
My own mother. She gave birth to me, and then she decided that she was going to buy unrepresented.
Oh my god, that's like everyone's worst case. People get mad when you're like, your neighbor uses somebody differently, but your mom?
Yeah, your mom. It's so funny.
Oh, man.
But you were so supportive the whole time. You were like, I understand why she's doing it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then the whole deal like started to go south, and you were like, this is still okay.
And I was like, thank God.
I don't know if we're allowed to
first
keep
deal.
this in here because your mom listens to this podcast.
Well, she's behind. She's like 15 episodes behind, so
Okay.
it's fine.
It'll be next year when she listens to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So what I was gonna say is that I wonder what's worse, is starting your real estate career off with a really, really difficult transaction and just kind of running into problem after problem, and then maybe after that it's smooth sailing, or the kind of situation that you had. And with me, like, I didn't have nearly as smooth of a first transaction as you had, but my first 10 transactions were buyer side, and we got our offer accepted every single time. So it didn't even occur to me that I could submit an offer that wouldn't get accepted.
Yeah.
I was just like,
It's a done deal. Here you go.
yeah, absolutely. As soon as anyone wants to write an offer, I was like, I'm basically under contract. I'm basically getting paid in 30 days.
Yeah. And you learned pretty quick that even if, just recently we had somebody that said, yes, we will accept your contract or your offer. Everything sounds good. We'll get it signed for you in the morning. Be like, okay,
No.
Morning comes, nothing. Afternoon comes, nothing. Evening, like, hey, where is it at? Like, oh, they're still working on it. Next day, oh, we took another offer. You're like, no.
Yeah, you're like, I
But
am not a
again,
patient person. Send it now.
Yeah, you can't trust anyone.
No, but then you prepare your clients and like, hey, it's not ratified until we have it on paper. So
Absolutely.
It's a little easier to tell them, hey guys, I'm sorry, they just came back, no warning. They just said they took another offer. It is what it is. We need to hit the ground running and find you another house.
See, you're always solutions oriented. I'm like, you guys, I'm so sorry. I love you so much. I do the same thing, and I'm like, let's go again.
This is what I do. I get the news. I call my husband or Allison, and I'm like, life is over. Like, it's done. I'm the worst agent in the world. I cry a little, and then I call my clients, and I'm like, hey guys, this happened. It's totally fine. We're gonna hit the ground running. So they have no idea that I'm having a meltdown. It's fine. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, you can tell them after. I like to tell clients, and it's not to brag or anything, but like, hey guys, this is what I held from, not held from you, but this is what happened, and obviously we had a plan A, B, and C, so we were able to make it to the end.
It's always so much better when you can be like, there was a problem, but I already fixed it.
Yes, it's already
Right?
taken care of. You're good to go.
What was one of your biggest challenges, like business growing pains or challenges that you had either in your first year or even after that?
A CRM is obviously really important, and I kind of just did everything that I could my first 2-3 years, and by that time I was kind of burnt because every single weekend I was doing an open house, I was sitting duty, I was knocking on doors, I was doing everything under the sun to try to make this happen, and it worked. It was producing. I was helping clients and listings, and I always gravitated towards listings, and obviously with listings you get buyers as well. So I've grown that way, and I think it's just been lately as I've grown, it's more of, yes, I'm gonna help my clients, but I'm gonna do something a little bit differently, like Instagram. It's a little bit more passive, where people kind of get to know you a little bit better. I still have all of my referrals and people that love tacos, and people that love working with me and refer people over to me, and I work with them. So a lot of the appointments that I have is I either already follow you on Instagram, or I already know the type of marketing that you do. I want you to sell my house. So I think that has been a positive transition over the years of I'm kind of building this type of marketing strategy that's a little bit more passive, which I know a lot of people don't like because you can get more, but I'm kind of happy with what I have, and still being able to, we made a trip out to Japan this year, and we just came back from California. And so I'm getting that more part of my life.
You're getting like a healthy work-life balance.
Yes, yeah, and I think that's the positive thing. Initially, it's work.
When I hear someone talk about working like crazy and making a gazillion dollars, but I also hear someone talking about having like a healthy work-life balance, that's the one that excites me.
I had a couple. Chris Kren, she's an amazing agent, and I remember talking to her, and she's like, I'm happy with 12 transactions, or if I did one a month, I'm good. And she's been doing it for a while, and she's obviously been really successful. But it's more about obviously her family and her grandkids and visiting her son in Florida and stuff like that. Yeah. So I kind of took note of that. I'm like, that's what I want. I want obviously make money, but I also want to enjoy myself.
This past month, I definitely had my best year in real estate ever.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. It was wonderful. I loved the money coming in, but I was losing my damn mind. And I was like, how are people top producers? This is hell.
They're going home and they're rolling around in cash.
But I was like, I don't want this. I want to be number 8 in my company. I do not want to be number 1 in my company. I now have learned that, because holy shit, I do not want that many transactions going at once ever again. I felt like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
You kind of were.
You are running around. Driving around.
Yeah, driving around. I got 3 flat tires in the past month.
Oh, wow.
So I got new tires.
You just get some run flats, and then you'll save on time.
Right? I know.
Now that you have that extra money.
I know. I bought new tires because I was like, fuck this, man. But yeah, I'm craving the work-life balance thing so hard. I'm like, what can I outsource? What can I not do?
Yeah, and I have a hard time doing that. I really have a hard time doing that. Even my wife helping me out, it's where she's helped out has been really helpful, but it's still hard for me to let things go. So I'm still working on that.
Yeah. I think I'll be working on it forever, but yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, this is my baby and this is my favorite thing to do. And it's like, but you didn't do it at all. I didn't do any social media last month at all.
Whoa.
I don't think we uploaded any episodes last month.
I think we uploaded 1. Yeah.
Okay. So how is it working with your wife?
Good so far. It's just been figuring out what I can let go of and what she can do, because I'm still obviously doing my new construction stuff. I'm still doing my resale stuff in Virginia, and then I'm still doing my resale stuff in North Carolina. So it's just, there's a lot going on. And so I'm normally, today, she picked up a commission check and dropped it off at corporate, and dropped off an EMD. So just little things where that saved me probably about an hour to 2 hours of time where I can do some other stuff. So that's just the basic stuff. Other stuff is, again, the CRM and making sure she's the one that pushes me to make more taco videos. So she's like, you need to make another taco video. We need to hit this taco spot. And so I'm like, okay. And I like doing it when we do it, but getting up to it, I'm like, oh, it's more work.
Yeah. You do everything very consistently though. I feel like I'm seeing you all the time. Do you schedule it out, or do you do it kind of as you go because you love social media?
So I try to schedule it out. That's my wife's side. So she will schedule it out and say, we can do something every week or every other week, and then you do this and work on this. I kind of roll oh, that's a great idea. Or, oh, someone just referred a taco spot to me. I want to go do a taco video. So I normally roll with, flying by the seat of my pants. And that's kind of, I think all of real estate is, it's really hard to control because, yesterday I kind of had a clear day, but then all of a sudden, a showing came up, a listing appointment came up. So things just come up all the time. So I'm used to just changing on a dime and going to do something different. So
have you ever taken the Enneagram test?
what is that? I
Like
guess
it's a personality test.
I've taken a few of them.
Okay.
And I always end up like right smack in the middle.
Oh.
It's really weird.
Well, you have multiple personalities then. That's what that means.
That's what it is. They're like you just get along with everybody, which I feel I do. And you know I procrastinate, and I know my weaknesses, and I work hard on things to take care of them. But I always seem to kind of end up right in the middle, where I can kind of go either direction, a little bit of everything.
You seem really healthy, like mentally. What's that like?
Thanks. No, I mean I'm definitely running all over the place, but I mean when I'm dealing with something, I'm like dialed into that thing. So I mean even like a text, if I'm like texting and someone's asking me questions, like I can't take those questions. I got to finish this text. So it's just when I'm doing something, I do it and then I move on to the next thing. So
you're focused.
Yeah, so I'm trying not to think of everything that I have to do, or else I would go crazy.
Yep. Like us, Alex.
No.
That's
basically
amazing. You seem really mentally healthy. Congratulations.
I never got that, but I like it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I have one last question, unless Allison has anything else to ask. Do you speak Spanish?
I do.
Do you get a good amount of Spanish-speaking clients? How does being bilingual help or affect your business?
So I feel I don't get as much practice here in Chesapeake and Virginia Beach. Now, when I did government housing and migrant farm worker housing all day long, you had to explain a contract in Spanish. What I think it kind of helps is people build that rapport, where if they know I'm from California or they know I'm Mexican or I speak Spanish, there's that rapport that you kind of have to where a different language that can kind of bring you together. So I think it does help my business, but I can honestly say I haven't even had one transaction where I've only had to speak Spanish. It's normally like greetings and talking about things, but I think it does help me. It does help, but not as if I was in California, a lot more Spanish speaking clients.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I had the struggle that I didn't really have to use Spanish when I was down where Allison is, in the peninsula. Now that I'm up here, I have a lot more opportunities to use it, and I can speak Spanish fluently, but there's a whole glossary of real estate terms that I'm suddenly like, how the hell do I say convey?
Oh yeah. You have to look. I have to look things up and try to break it down sometimes, because there isn't a real estate. I mean, I guess maybe there is a real estate dictionary in Spanish we could use, but not that I know of.
We should look that up. We should
make
that and sell it. I'm gonna edit this out. Let's make a bunch of money.
Sounds good.
With all your extra time, both of you.
With all the extra time, yeah. Well, we can talk about tacos. We can put that in there.
Yeah.
I love you. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're the second boy that we've had on.
Well,
I noticed that.
Third.
Oh, geez.
Because we had Kyle and we had
Jake.
Your friend, Jake.
You're the third boy.
Your average guest.
Yes.
Wow, you do listen.
Yeah. I was like, I like this one. I was like, I just have to be average and I'm okay.
You just have to be average. I know. Wes will be thrilled, though, that we have had another man. Because he's like, you guys need to stop having women.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Did you say you have a this or that, Alex?
I do.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
Green or red salsa?
I just asked this question.
I
had a recent
couldn't
post.
Answer it. Oh, no, actually, I did answer it. I remember what I answered. You go first.
It depends on the day. Like, red normally is a little spicier, but then I really like tomatillos, and those are a little bit more tangy. So it just depends on the taco. Will depend on the type of salsa, but I normally lean towards red.
Like on a just regular asada taco?
I would do red.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a beefier. I'm gonna go. Wait, I'm not like a chef or anything, but I enjoy my tacos.
You're a connoisseur.
Yeah, I'm a connoisseur of tacos.
Okay, carne asada or pastor?
Ooh, pastor.
Do you like lengua?
I do.
Allison, have you ever had a tongue taco?
No, I don't think so.
It's amazing. That used to be my go-to.
It's delicious.
Okay.
In LA, it tastes like a shredded beef kind
Okay.
of.
I'm
Yeah,
down
Right?
with
it's
that.
really tender if it's made right. It's a lot of work, and that's the crazy thing about Hispanic food is it looks simple, but there's just so much work behind it. And I mean that's why I love Mexican food and Hispanic food. It's the tongue. There's a lot more work to it, but when it comes out and it's done right, it's delicious.
If it's really good, you can still feel it moving. I'm kidding. I'm totally. I'm kidding. Okay. Corn or flour tortilla?
I lean towards the corn.
Good man.
Yeah, homemade.
Horchata or jarritos?
Oh, it depends on the day, but I always go with the horchata. But it depends on where I'm at. Some places don't make, or they use like the mix and stuff. I like homemade horchata.
The good stuff.
Like mine takes like 3 days to make.
Ooh, I've never made horchata before.
That sounds
Can
good.
you come up and make us some? And
Yeah,
also,
just buy
can
me
your
some
wife bring
tacos.
us Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
Okay, jalapeno or habanero?
Ooh, I like every single question. I'm like, ooh, this is a good one. Habanero. I've been leaning towards hotter stuff lately, and so I watch a couple YouTube videos, and they just go like crazy with this hot sauce stuff. I'm like, this is like really good, and so I've really been enjoying habanero lately.
Have you watched the YouTube series, The Hot Ones?
Oh, all day long.
Have you ever tried any of their sauces? I really want to try.
I
and
have
see if
not.
I could handle it.
I want to, but that's like super extreme hot. Like habanero is hot, but like it tastes good.
We should do a video where we all do the Hot Ones wings, and we can put it all over the internet.
I mean, I'm
And
down.
we can ask real estate questions. We can like ask,
Yes.
we can make you walk us through the contract while you're eating the hot ones.
Well, I will be the first guest. I'm down for
I
that.
love that. We're gonna do it. Okay. So spicy or sweet?
Spicy.
Would you rather be on the buy side or the sell side?
Ooh, the sell side.
New construction or resale?
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a good one.
Controversial.
I know.
For him, where I'm like, resale!
I'm like new construction because I'm on the buy side of new construction, and that's usually pretty easy.
Yeah, no, that's a really tough one. Like when new construction is not selling very well, then resell. When resell is a little bit slower than new construction. But I kind of go back to, I mean, almost to that last question with sales or the listing side. I like listing resale. I like listing new construction. So I like selling.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and marketing. Marketing is the big thing that I like. Trying to think outside the box. So
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't answer the question.
Yeah, you were just like, well, both.
Yeah, it's definitely both.
As long as I can be on the list side.
Which is fine by me. I'll take all the buyers if you take all the listings.
That's a deal.
Luckily, you're local, so we have a pretty good chance of working together one day.
Yep. Bring them over.
Well, thanks so much for coming on today. We really appreciate you.
Oh, it was a pleasure. It was a lot of fun.
We need to tell people where they can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram. That's what I concentrate on. And that's Realtor_Richard. And on there I have things that I go through on a daily basis. I have my new construction stuff. I have my resale stuff. I have local taco spots, local events. I've been trying a thing where we kind of do or become a local tourist. So we're trying out things that obviously people come to Virginia Beach for a reason. We're finding those reasons and we're enjoying them as well. Follow me at Realtor_Richard on Instagram.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace out.